And so for 3 days, I did the single backflip, single flip with a full twist. And on the third day, the head team coach came up to me and said, okay, Nikki, we're gonna do a double backflip. I gave him a nervous little laugh and started heading back to the single jump. And he said, no, come on, I have faith in you. We gotta get up there. Well, I couldn't let the head team coach down, even though I'm afraid of heights. So I took my steps and I trudged up the 72 stairs to stand on top of a platform that led down a long strip of white plastic and ended in a 10-foot tall wall. And I'll tell you, when you're standing up top, it really does look like a wall in front of you. And my stomach was up in my throat, my hands were sweating, and I didn't know if my legs were gonna stop shaking long enough to get me off this jump. But I looked around the facility and all the other athletes had stopped. They wanted to see if the rookie was gonna actually go off the jump on her third day. Well, I often say that for my career, it's lucky that my ego was a lot bigger than my brain. Because I was not gonna take that walk of shame back down those stairs. And so I took all the courage I could muster, turned into this jump, went whipping 35 miles an hour into the 10-foot tall wall, launched myself 35 feet in the air, flipped over twice, spotted my landing, and landed with a splash. I had found my passion. It was exhilarating. I had never had a rush like this in my entire life. I did quickly learn, though, that passion isn't always there every day. It's hard to have that soft inside. But there was a reason that I chose aerial skiing. And there's a reason that you chose your careers and your lifestyle. And so you have to remember what that reason is and try to relive through those moments, because that's what's going to help us have that passion. I also realized that I couldn't do the same routine in the same order in the same way every day because it got monotonous. So I had to change up my routine so it would be exciting for me again. And I also had to focus on the part of my job that I loved the most. And this seems obvious, but it's something that many of us don't do. How many of you, like myself, is a procrastinator when it comes to certain tasks or jobs that we have to do, calls we have to make? We put it off till later in the day or later in the week. Well, I realized we're gonna have to get to this anyway. If I could do it before 10 a.m. in the morning, then the rest of my day could be focused on what I loved. Because when you procrastinate, it still sits on the back of your shoulders and it weighs on you. And so by getting it over first thing, I could just spend the rest of the day or the rest of the week focusing on what I loved.